Hi, I'm Joe Grumbine with the Human Solution, and I'm here with Dan Levine and Salerno. We're here at the NORML conference today, the last day of the NORML conference, and after 3 days of hanging together and discussing our issues and where we stand, and we've realized that we're all very strong allies, and we've sort of cemented our bond, and we're going to be, the Human Solution is going to be rolling to a courthouse near you if you're in Yuba County, Butte County, Sacramento, Marysville,
anywhere
in California,
coast to mountains, north to south, coast to coast.
Exactly. So we're a bunch of ragtag defendants, but we're also freedom fighters, and we're also people that are supporting each other. And one of the ways that we know to make a change is to get politically active. And we've got this crazy ninja Irishman named Dan Levine here who has taken it upon himself to do just that. So why don't you tell us about what you're doing?
Well, first off, I'm Dan Levine, and I want to say as a new member of the Human Solution, we finally got here to meet Joe. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
Eric, we know each other.
Yeah,
but what the Human Solution is to us in Butte County, which is where I reside in Northern California, was basically the unity, the idea that we could go up against righteous charges. RDA Mike Ramsey in Butte County, who makes it a habit to go systematically after the children of patient families. It's not just patient families. There's a policy in which the federal government reimburses CPS programs throughout the state for time that children are removed from a home. And this is a fact. And Butte County being one of the worst egregious offenders of permanent removal and removal from homes, it makes it very significant that what was able to allow us to rise over that policy and get the kids back, get Thor and Zeus back to their mother, Daisy, and their father, Jamie, was that people came together, and at every court hearing, at every fundraiser and meeting and community meeting and street corner, there was a smiling face or a crying face with flyers and ribbons and people coming together for the cause, for the purpose, and that's what the Human Solution is. And I'm running for state senate as a medical cannabis activist, as a constitutionalist, as a pro-American, pro-Californian, small family business approach to the economics and everything else. And cannabis is no different. We need to free it up for medicine and for fuel and fiber and everything. We need to protect our natural resources in California, Northern California especially, which is really a cradle of medical cannabis. And it is absolutely legal as a patient to receive medicine from any other association, whether it's in Northern California or Southern California. Why? Because if I go to a pharmacy for my diabetes medication, or my pills, or my allergy medication, or anything, I have a right to go anywhere. If I'm on vacation, if I'm out of town, if I'm at the NORML convention, if I'm visiting my friends, in Southern, anywhere in California. And anything else less than that is discrimination. And so that's what I stand, an anti-federalist against federal and big corporate oppression in all walks of life and government. But cannabis is just the perfect example of total oppression. It's not legal, it's not taxable. Therefore, we're labeled, and prosecuted because saying we're not trying to play fair. We're not allowed to play fair, and our families are at stake. And that's one of the issues that brings us together here at the NORML convention. There's others. We need to get a unified legalization and medical that people can live with and comply with all around the board, that doesn't betray the constitutionality of having safe access to medication. We need doctors to be responsible. We need law enforcement to be responsible. That's another huge platform I think we all share in the Human Solution, is that law enforcement, the courts, our legislature, they all need to be wrangled and brought into compliance to local will. I mean, what do you have going on in Yuba County, Eric? I mean, well, I know, but I want you to tell the world.
Right. In Yuba County, we have the same type of dynamic happening where we have Yuba County District Attorney Patrick McGrath unwilling to recognize since 1996 that patients can collectively, cooperatively exchange their medicine with one another and receive compensation for their work and their time and their effort.
Honest work. The honest work like any other farmer in Northern California who I dressed in a suit to respect the conference, but this is a hat, this means something. And it's dirty. People have said, oh, your hat's dirty. Well, it's because we're all farmers in our own way, and because we're touching the earth and using the earth, and that's not illegal, and it never was.
No.
And actually, to be ashamed of, it's something to be proud of.
Right, and like most politicians that you see that come to run for your public office, you meet them at some type of conference for them to raise funds, a fundraiser, or maybe a rally for them to gain support from their constituents. I met Dan at court support. I met Dan when he was interested in what was happening to people in his district and how they were being prosecuted unjustly. That's how I met Dan. I didn't meet him at a fundraiser with thousands of people wanting to give him money and trying to gain his support. I met him trying to give his support to people who really need it.
That's why the ribbon goes over the heart.
Goes over our heart.
So I will absolutely advocate for any running official who is going to put themselves on the line and advocate for medical marijuana patients, regardless of their race, their color, their creed, and we should all be respected as one people.
I was scared to run. I'm still scared to run. It's only knowing and reaching out and receiving the support of the community that I even feel empowered to do it. And the circumstances of the race was we had a district that would have been done and finished, but the serving senator decided to run for Congress. Or not the senator, well, yes, the senator, but he's running for federal Congress now. He vacated his seat, he's so confident. He is also in your district, Eric. He's a major, huge, all the way to the Oregon border. And he had an heir apparent, a fair-haired boy, if you will, that he wanted to scoop into his spot and kind of play those federalist roles, those prohibitionist roles. And as a result, it happened in such that there was only 6 days for new candidates to declare themselves. And with only that short of a time period, I didn't have the anxiety about, well, I have no money, I haven't spoken to all my friends first. No time to think about it. I just jumped into it. And I slept on it one night, and I almost backed out. I would have if I didn't feel solid, but I dreamt, and it just felt right, and I realized that I needed to engage in it. If I didn't, I'd be at a loss, and, it's karmically, it's what I had to do, so.
Well, now's the time, I think, that our community as a whole, we're a national community, but we're most certainly a state-driven community, as our state laws apply to ourselves equally from all the way to the Oregon border, all the way to the Mexican border.